Okay guys, let's go over the review of the system of linear inequalities, which means I'm going to graph two of these in the same graph and look for where they overlap. Now with both of these equations or inequalities, remember I'm looking for those four important pieces that we've been talking about all along. So if I look at this, my b value is from right here, so that's going to be positive 3. My m value is going to come from right here, so it's negative 5/3. And if you have a negative, please put it with a top number, because that means your rise, instead of going up, will go down for the slope. Okay, if I have that inequality, it's going to be dashed as far as the line. And if I have that inequality, it's going to be shade above. Now we're going to go through and get the same information out of the next inequality so we can graph them both at the same time. Okay, so my b value comes from right here. So my b value is negative 1. This is my m value. And because it's negative, I'm going to put it with the 1 on the top. If that's my inequality, it's again going to be a dashed line. And if that's the inequality that we have, we're going to shade above. Okay, now that information we're going to take and we're going to actually graph on our grid down here. So we're going to start with this part first. So we're going to go to positive 3 on our y-axis. And then if the slope is negative 5/3, I'm actually going to go down 5 and over 3. And if I had room, I might do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3. Okay, now the line that's going to go through this is going to be dashed. Okay, I'm going to do my best here to get these lined up. Remember, dashed line is what we're going for. Okay, arrows on the end. Make sure that graph and that line goes all the way across. Now this one says that you're going to go through and shade above. So this will be above. Now remember, when we've talked about this before, we said if you have something where you're shading, start with that lighter color first. Okay, once that's shaded, I am going to go through and color or circle that equation that color so I can tell by looking at it which one is which one. Okay, let's start to graph the next one. So we're going to start with this negative 1. So start with negative 1 right here. The slope is negative 1/3, so I'm going to go down 1 and over 3. So down 1 and over 3 is going to be there, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, now we know this line, just like the other one, is going to be dashed. Oops. I'll do my best here to get dashed line at least maybe somewhat straight. Remember, you will have an advantage because you have your ID to use your straight edge there. Okay, so there's my line. And I know on this one, let me change colors here. So on this one, we are going to shade above. Now remember what we're looking for. We're looking for the spot they share in common. So where the two colors are. So really, if I'm looking at that area, it's the one that's kind of bounded by this. So over in here, this is the spot they share in common. So if you're talking about a solution would have to be in this area somewhere. So if I were writing, let me see if I can get it right. So if I had this point right there, that point is where they overlap. So that point would be a solution. Now that point, if I counted, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over. and 4 up. So that point would be a solution. Now, they may or may not ask you for a point in there, but just so you know that. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Okay, so on this one, we're going to start out the same way. We're going to get our 4 pieces together. So on this one, the b value is -2 from this. And my slope is -1/3 from right there. Oops. From right there. Okay, if I have this, it's a dashed line. And if it's that, I'm going to shade above. Okay, and the next one, we assume this 1 is here. So my b value is +2 from here. My m value is 1/1. If I have that arrow for my inequality, it's going to be a dashed line. And if I have that inequality, I'm going to shade above. So all 4 of those pieces you should have before you do anything else. Okay, now I'm going to move up. I just want to draw my x and y axis here. Best I can. Okay, so I'm going to start graphing. And remember, we start with this one. So -2 is down here. My slope is -1/3. That means I go down 1 and over 3. Okay, I know this is going to be a dashed line. Let's see how good I can do to get a dashed line going here. So there's my dashed line. Now remember, we talked about when we go to outline, we start with our lighter color first. So we know we're going to shade above. So this one, we're going to shade above. Okay, now we're going to start with the second one. So we start with +2. And the slope is 1/1, so I'm going to go up 1 and over 1. And I'm going to keep going up and over 1. Get all the points that I can. I know this is a dashed line too. Do the best I can to make my dashed line here. Okay. And then on that one, I'm going to shade above. So above is going to be here. Now remember, when you're looking for your solution, you're looking for where they both overlap. So if I'm looking for that overlapping area, that's going to be right in here. So everything over here is going to be part of our solution. Okay, go over your stuff from your foldables today, and this will be practice tomorrow.